Want to be a guest on a future episode of Create, Build, and Manage Daily? Email us at interviews@biztv.com.
A Deloitte study out this month showed that around 70% of high-level executives are considering quitting their jobs. My next guest helps high achievers find their true professional calling. Caroline Lee is an international certified transition coach, and she joins me via Zoom. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much for inviting me.
Absolutely. No,
Scott,
Go
ahead.
I was just going to ask you, why do you think that so many executives are really ready to just walk away from their job right now?
Because they're burning out, because they're just not aligned, and because they have never taken the time, because they're just really high achievers. They've always been really good at what they do, right? Because they're really, really into their performance. The problem is, if you don't really ask yourself the right question, then if you're really not aligned, the way I work is really this realignment of the three centers of intelligence, as in our head, cognitive, our heart, emotional, and our body, somatic. And when you're actually really aligned with all three of your centers, you can really propel yourself and manifest your talents in a unique and long-lasting way. The problem is, because you're excellent at what you do, no matter what you do, because you're a high achiever, if you are on the wrong track, you end up burning out. You end up just not being fulfilled, being empty, being, not having a sense of real achievement, of fulfillment, and you burn out. So my way to work is to really give them the time to really stop, pause, and really see what is meaningful to them, what is their true purpose, and how they can actually, with that purpose, impact others in a long-lasting way by really fulfilling what is true to their heart. It's a very, emotional and somatic approach, and those people tend to just be stuck in their head.
Right.
So that's kind of what I do. I reconnect them with their emotions and with the way they feel, so that they can actually, how to put it, look at a much more balanced, I also advocate very strongly work-life balance, which is something that is not natural for high achievers because they've always been really, really hardworking, which they still will.
Well, let's talk about that.
But it's,
let's
approach is very different. Does it make sense?
It does, but let's talk about that work-life balance, because I think that's what's kind of driving a lot of this. We came through the pandemic, all of a sudden we're working from home, and wow, here's this family that this is the reason I've been working hard. Maybe I want a life outside of work. That seems to be what's driving a lot of people kind of going through this process of, do I really want to work at the current job I'm at?
Actually, a lot of my clients say that this pandemic and this COVID was actually almost like, a real epiphany for them, because it really gave them the time to set back and reconsider their priorities, having more time to drop their kids to sport, seeing them in the morning, just getting a life. As you can hear, I didn't say, and that's what I wanted to say at the beginning. You can see, I know my name is totally English, but I'm French. You can hear the little accent. And I think living in the States here, that's why I specialize with that type of people. First, I am high potential myself, and I've seen myself burning out. I've transitioned twice already. And it's really to advocate this work-life balance. And in America, you just live to work, right? Which, in a way, I have such high respect for that. But we only have one life, and you can achieve great, amazing stuff and yet be a lot more fulfilled. So those people, through the COVID, through this pandemic, they really understood that there was more in that, and that they could still impact others, but wanting more for their own life, right? So there was real, as I said, an epiphany, almost a silver lining in all those really, really tricky, like almost 2 years.
Right.
They're now coming back thinking, okay, and they are rearranging their priorities.
How important is being self-aware to that performance in the workplace? Because a lot of what you're talking about is just all of a sudden this eye-opening self-awareness. By the way, I appreciate you admiring the American work ethic, because I often admire the European way of doing things as well. So a mutual admiration there.
Fascinating. To be honest, it's fascinating to have one step in each world. I really see, like, again, and that's what I try and advocate here, a bit more of a work-life balance, and at the same time, this really, really strong work ethic that I so value here. But yeah, it's fascinating, and it's how, okay, the way I'm going to put it for you, Scott, is how can you change if you're not aware of something? So the way I work, obviously, the first 2 to 3 months, and it stings. It's hard at the beginning because I will actually give clarity on all of your blind spots in a very, very gentle yet firm way. And again, I just will ask you one question. How can you shift? How can you change a habit, a behavior, a mindset if you're not aware of it? So the first phase of my coaching is really to step back and reflect and bring all of these insights, which will then make the client realize where he's stuck and why he's stuck and why does it actually impact many more aspects of his life than just his professional life. That's really why it's called integral coaching, my method. It's because, yes, we're going to dig in through his work or her work, but it actually has impact on all aspects of his life. So it's really to kind of connect the dots and see the logic and understand why you're stuck, right? And then, and only then, when you're self-aware, you can step into action and change your habits and create new habits, because I'm a strong believer that we are what we practice. So it's not fixed, we all have like an ability to change and to grow, but you need to be aware of it. So very well spotted, Scott. The first introduction to any of my coaching is to work on self-awareness.
Website for those who'd like to learn more, Caroline's integralcoaching.com. We got it there on the website, there on the screen for you, but that's where you can go and connect with Caroline and learn a little bit more about it. Thank you so much. It's good information. Man, I just know it's resonating. We have a lot of business leaders that watch the show that are feeling that right now. They're feeling that burnout. So no doubt they'll be reaching out to you. And if that does describe you, it really is about finding your true calling, your true purpose, and why you work. Do you work for the sake of work? No. You work for what the money can provide you, which is more time with your friends and family. Stick around. You're watching Create, Build, and Manage Daily.